And we're back with another episode of the last days of Pokémon TCG Online. Today's episode is a bit of a doozy. We have a really long match this episode, but we do have a few short ones. And to start things off, daily rewards. Every time you logged into this game, you got a reward. These rewards cycled around 5 days. For the first 3 days, you got coins, which grew long, which you get more volumes of them the further in you get. Then the fourth day, you got, I'm forgetting now, even though I just saw it. I forgot now. Frack. I can't remember now, but important thing. No, ticket. There we go. Yeah, a ticket. You got a ticket that allowed you to take place in the in-game tournaments, which I haven't touched at all, and I don't think I will, unfortunately. By the time I'm recording this, it's about 5 days before this game shuts down, so I don't think I will be. Well, maybe I could, but And the fifth day, you get a free pack. Now, don't go getting excited, because every pack you are rewarded for or buy in the in-game shop aren't allowed in play. You're only allowed to play with the cards you had the code card for. Basically, with every pack of Pokemon TCG cards, you get a code card to go with. You then go onto the Pokemon website and input the digits into the card to redeem them, and then those cards appear in the game, which is how I got all of the packs and stuff. And how I got this deck, the Noivern deck, because I have the code card for it. And you're only allowed to play online with those cards unless it's unlimited. But I've never played that before, so I'm not sure, but yeah, unlimited. I haven't played unlimited format, so I'm not sure. But yeah, any packs you get from the game itself cannot be used for at least singles or standard. Not singles, standard or expanded. So don't get excited when you get something rare from these packs, because you can't use them, which I had to find out the hard way, because I made this really, I wouldn't say really good, but I made this deck I was very proud of, but I couldn't use it because, again, most of the cards I used, I got from the game itself, not the packs that I bought in real life, so, yeah. That kind of sucks. But anyway, to talk about the game for a moment, I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Damn it. Talk about the game for a second. This guy over here is playing a Dragon Knight deck. Or a Dragon deck. Which Dragon types are a bit more unique in the Pokemon TCG. Because to use the attacks, you of course need the energy for that type. Like here, I've got like Dark and Psychic energy, which I can attach to my Dark and Psychic Pokemon to use their moves, unless we have that white dot you just saw on like Lugia and this Natu, which is pretty much a free space, which allows you to put any energy on there. But Dragon types are a bit more unique in the Pokemon TCG, because Dragon energy doesn't technically exist. I mean, it does exist as special energy, but there is no standard Dragon energy. Instead, Dragon types use different types of energy, like Dragonite here, who uses both water and lightning energy. You're gonna need both energies to even use these cards. And as you can see, I am losing pretty badly here. This Yeah, I believe this was a really short game. I get a second Lugia up here to get that one up and running. Which, yeah, this is the disadvantage with the V battle decks, because they're very simple. A bit too simple. Where you pretty much just find the strongest Pokemon you have, power it up, and just try to take as many KOs with it. That's kind of a strategy. That's pretty much the only strategy with these Pokemon V decks. When you can't get the Pokemon V itself, you pretty much have to rely on your strongest Pokemon you have to try and take KOs, which, again, works for normal cards, but since chase cards are so higher power than normal cards, this Lugia right here kind of struggles to take them down. Like, even if I hit this Dragonite with the strongest attack again, it's not going to knock it out. At least I don't think so, unless my math is wrong. But yeah. Anyway, it gets healed anyway, so yeah, the problem with V battle decks is that they're way too simple. You either play around the Pokemon V, or you get your strongest Pokemon you can and just go to town and power it up. But as you saw, I just used one of my personal favorite trainer cards, Copycat. It's my personal favorite because of its artwork. I really love its artwork. It's a reference to Pokemon Gold and Silver, where there was an NPC who can talk to called Copycat who would dress up like you, which was a cute little touch. And in the Copycat card for Sword and Shield, you see Copycat, and then you dressed up as like the protagonist from Gold and Silver, and in the background you can see her dressed up as other characters. Like, she dresses up as Leon, Marnie, and even Chairman Rose completes with fake facial hair. It's amazing. It's one of the reasons why I got the Noivern deck in the first place. I was just looking at the back, because it tells you what cards in there, and then you see Copycat, and I saw Copycats in there, and I'm like, I kind of want it now. It was like this, or the Gardevoir deck, I think. And yeah, I chose this over one of my favorite Pokemon, simply because of how good I love Copycat. But one of the advantages and disadvantages of Dragon types is that they use different kind of energy, which is a disadvantage to a lot of people, because you're gonna need to like get a bunch of different energy and then a bunch of trainer cards or Pokemon that can use that energy to power up one dragon. But it can also be an advantage, since Dragon types use multiple energies. You can easily squeeze them into one of your decks, like, or even squeeze other types into a Dragon's deck, like this dude right here. But with these like cool emotes. I'm not sure what happened to the game today. The emotes didn't seem to be working very well. I'm not sure if it was an internet thing or if something bugged out in my game or something, but whatever. Back to the point. As you can see here, this guy's got a Pikachu V and a Staryu V, because Dragonite needs lightning and water energy, so they can easily just throw in a Pikachu and Staryu here, because this deck uses the energy that they use, so they can just easily slide in there. Here's my Noivern V. This is one of my personal favorite Vs, because it has an attack which does 20 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon, even the ones on the bench. And here's the thing: there's this item called there's this item card called, if I can remember the name, I think it's called Radar Scope. I think I'm probably getting that wrong, but yeah, it basically allows you to do 30 more damage to Pokemon Vs. So when you use Noivern Vs small attack, which damages all cards on... Yeah, Boom Burst damages all cards on the field, doing 20 damage. If you give it that item, it can do 30 damage. Not 30. It can do 50 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon Vs in play, which can really wreck their shit, especially if... Yeah, because Pokemon Vs give up 2 prize cards upon KO, so using that can really wreck people's shit if they're not prepared for it. Suddenly, all of our Pokemon Vs have just taken a quarter of their full health, and then you use it again. Now they're half health, use it again. You may get a KO or so, but now they're like 2/3 down. And if you keep up the pressure, you can possibly just destroy their strategy right then and there. But yeah, I don't get to show it off here, but I don't think that card is even in this deck. No, I think that's in one of my custom decks, which is really stupid. I can't wait to show you that, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I lost there, but no biggie. We go on to the next round, and it should be any moment now. And yeah, funny thing is that I run into one of the players from last night. Yeah, one of the players from last night. Remember her from the first episode? She gave up or disconnected or something. I basically won against her automatically by default. And I think she may have recognized me here again. Or I think so. But yeah, she does the same thing, like after this mulligan. Look at all that, just nothing but fire energy. But yeah, I think she does recognize me once we start playing. Because again, I win by default yet again. Like, I'm not sure if she needed to go somewhere, if it was a wonky connection on either of our ends, or if she realized that I wasn't a competitive player. But again, something happens, I win by default, and I get, I think, 300 coins just for that. I think I get a free chest as well, because of this win as well, so... It's kind of stupid. Yeah, this goes on for a bit. So I'm wondering if it was connection issues, but then she does play a card. I guess she was taking a while to pick her favorites. Not her favorites, a while to like pick the best active she could possibly have that in her hand. And again, it takes a while for her to select her starting Pokemon as well. Which she doesn't. I don't know, I'm running out of things to say about this static screen. Anyway, yeah, as soon as she gets a mulligan, I get to draw an extra card. And yeah, I start off with an Evolution's Instance to get an Alcremie onto the field. Even though I can't evolve it just yet. But Alcremie is pretty good, because it's got one attack that does... What was it, 50... I think it was 50 damage, or was it 60? And it does damage to the opponent, and it heals like 50 damage from itself. Which I think is pretty cool, pretty good. And we got this Heracross here. And I'm sorry if I don't have anything interesting to say, because not much happens in this game, like... Yeah, she leaves by this point. So I'm sorry if this was kind of just a bunch of dead air this segment, because there was not much to say at all. But yeah. Yeah, I get a free prize. I think it's a 300 coins, I think. No, it was free tickets. Never mind. Maybe it was something else, but yeah, I get a free chest because of that victory. Because of that utter default victory. Default for the win, baby. And I think our next match was also a deserter, or was it? I think this might have been the long match. I'm not sure.